And we are live on another episode of Sports Gambling with Moneyline Monaco. I'm your host, Alex Monaco. Jacked up, fired up, sleeves rolled up, because we got one more Casper mattress sleep till Game 6, Warriors Celtics. Your boy is back in the green in the series. We've hammered Golden State every single game. And although it hasn't proved to be emotionally healthy to do so, we are still making money. And I am doing my best as a broadcaster in the sports betting space to not be emotional. But I have told my narrative. I have seen and visualized who hoists the trophy, who wins MVP, and it is the Golden State Warriors. And Steph Curry, Steffortless for MVP. As we dive in here again, if you have not subscribed, rated, or reviewed, goes a long way. Apple, Spotify, or up on YouTube. I'm up on TikTok, Moneyline Monaco, as well as on Insta and Alex Monaco on Twitter. I threw up a fun little cash or let it ride parlay. A man had picked an insane Georgia, Kansas, Rams, and now Warriors 4-team, 4-leg parlay. You got to let it ride. Look, we're diving into it right here. Lock of the day. Give me the Golden State Warriors. I'm going to take +4 just because of the betting angle. I'm betting money line multiple times in this game. I'm going down swinging. I know ratings-wise, the fixes in wise. And I've been on that narrative earlier in the series, particularly when Boston was up 2-1. And I said, nibble on the Warriors to win the series at +185 on FanDuel because they are not losing game 4 and it is probably going 7. And here we are. But I owe it to myself to see the Warriors bet through. And I've looked at every angle I can possibly look at for the Celtics team to win game 6, and outside of home court advantage, which again, they're better on the road than they are at home this year. I don't know where else to look. You had 65 points in game 5 for Tatum, Brown, and Smart. You had Curry not hit a 3, 16 points, 7 of 22 shooting, and they lost by 10. And I can't not look at and point out this turnover issue. You're listening to analysts across the board. They're already talking about what Boston needs next year as another piece to complement this young core. And you know what it is? All signs point to a veteran calming presence, ideally at the point guard position, to step up and do what they got to do. And Derek White has done a serviceable job, but he has been very quiet after the first 2 games in this series, and he is not the future of the point guard position, let alone, I would say, in the humble 6-man conversation for this team moving forward. And I like Derek White, but 18 turnovers, it just can't happen. And then you have to think about, and I just mentioned Derek White, but outside of the 65 points you're getting from your big 3, White and Grant Williams in game 5 were a combined 1 of 6 for 4 points, 0 of 4 from 3 in 37 minutes. People, that's what's scary to me if you're on Boston. Warriors again won 3 of 4 quarters, which has been really the Costco sample size of this series. They had won 6 of 8 through 2, and they continued on winning more quarters, rightfully so, up 3-2 in the driver's seat here. But there's the other element of what is this team doing, Boston, down the stretch, minus double digits here in the last 2 games in the second half. That's not good. Jason Tatum averaging less than 4 points per game in the fourth quarter in this series. What has happened to my guy who is going to lose the Super in front of the name star if he continues this through the series? He's young. I don't want to jump on him. He's an unbelievable player. I love his game. Insane season and a likable guy. I have nothing but good things to say about Jason Tatum. But what he has essentially done, and I think it's in his noggin at this point, is he's written himself off in these fourth quarters down the stretch. Before game 5, 2.8 points per game in the fourth, and then hits one basket in game 5 in the fourth. He had 27. That's got to be troublesome. And I hate to point this out, but Jaylen Brown, who had a scorching start to this series, has cooled off immensely. And if he, and go look at it, because I can't believe it, is your top minus in plus minus, because in my opinion, outside of Smart, he's the most integral part to this team. That is very concerning. Curry, who had a three-pointer in 132 playoff games, each, I should say, of his 132, and a streak of 233 consecutive games goes away. They still win 27-16 first quarter, 24-23 second quarter, up 12 first half, come back. Gary Payton outscored the entire Celtics bench by himself. And you got Tatum shooting 23.8% from the field in the biggest quarter, the grown men quarter, the alpha, the leader, the GOAT quarter. This hurts, man. This team shot over 50% Boston in game 1 through 3. Over 50 as a team, barely shooting over 40 in game 4, in game 5. And I know you'll say, Boston, trends-wise, good at home. Golden State, trends-wise, not great on the road. I know what I'm up against. 2-6 against the spread in the last 8. You don't have to tell me otherwise. But guess what? They also are in this exact spot tomorrow night. They're 5-1 straight up with a 3-2 series lead. And guess what? The only time that L was the historic 3-1 comeback with the Cavs. I do think the Celtics play better tomorrow night. They come out with desperation. They come out with a sense of urgency. There is no tomorrow, but you're averaging 15.3 turnovers at home in the playoffs per game. And if you go look at the 3 games this series, they've lost 15 or more in all 3. And you have the Warriors putting up 16.3 points per game off of turnovers in the entire playoffs and 16.1 points per game on the road. We're getting 4 points. I'm getting 4 points. Wiggins, his MVP odds dropped from 3 zeros after a 1-5 down to around 1,400. This man has an outside shot if he goes ballistic and Curry has a quiet night to win the MVP. Now, he won't. But what I'm saying is the role players and everyone for Golden State is playing with enthusiasm. They're playing with purpose. They know where they're going with the ball. They know where they're going in their role, in their scheme. And I can't stress this enough. The Golden State bench of GP and Poole giving you 20 on 10 of 16 and 4 of 9 from 3 in game 5. Yes, it was at home, but look at what Poole has done in this series. 4 out of 5 double digits. And I gave you Jordan Poole 12 plus points in a Golden State win in Tuesday's episode. I gave you 2 prop parlays that hit. I said, take Andrew Wiggins over rebounds and Golden State to win and Poole 12 plus. You would have 4x'd your money if you listened to just those 2 at the end of the episode. I'm dialed on this series now. I was nervous. I didn't waver. I doubled down. at plus 185. And here we are. And I will say at plus 300, if you're holding like me, multiple Golden State Warriors tickets to win it all, I'm on Golden State over Boston at almost 3-1. I took that in the conference finals. I'm on Warriors before the series. I'm on Warriors middle of the series. We're on a lot of Warriors. Take a small margin of your profit, hedge with plus 300. I'm not saying I don't believe the Warriors are winning this series. You're getting 3-1. Even if you put 20, let's say you put 110 down, 115 to win 100 on the Warriors to win this series at a certain moment. Or even if you put the initial minus 150 or minus 160, depending when you fired to win 100 on the Warriors, you put $25 on the Celtics, you're getting 75 back of your 115 initial. You're putting 25 down. Yes, you lose 25 less of the profit, but either way, the profit margin, I like to do that sometimes. Not everyone likes to hedge. I sometimes do it too often. Sometimes I'll be on the winning side. I'll take a live bet on like the Celtics plus 9.5 or the Warriors in game 3 plus 12.5 and catch an L. Sometimes you got to just kick back. So I'm on the Warriors in a big way to win this game. I think they smell blood. They smell fatigue. You can't fault the Celtics. Back-to-back 7-game series. You cannot fault them. But I have no choice but to take the Warriors with the 4 and recommend them to you as we get into the same game parlay here. I'm going to go Warriors money line. I haven't even started with telling you game 6 Clay in the history of what he's done in these moments, coming off a 21 point, 7 of 14 from the field, 5 of 11 game 5, where he's in the building, feeling himself. Fake Clay came out, gave some good juju, got kicked out for life. Real Clay came in and said, you know what? I'm going to ball out in honor of my doppelganger. But in 12 career game 6s, he's averaging 20.7 points per game, shooting 44.6 from the field and 49.5, most importantly, percent from beyond the arc. Earlier this postseason, game 6 Clay came about. The story lives on. 30 points, 11 of 22, 8 of 14 from deep in a Memphis closeout game 6. You cannot stop him. We have a better defense, a better coaching scheme, and all of the momentum. I could be wrong. Look, if there's one game to be wrong on that I absolutely think could go the other way, it's game 6. But I'm putting my money, period, on the Warriors. And I got to say that Steph Curry 25 plus in this same game parlay, which I'm going Warriors money line. I'm going Steph Curry 25 plus points, and I'm going Wiggins over 7.5 boards. And it pays plus 368. And that's tasty. And you think about what Curry's done. He's gone over this number every game but one, which was last game. And that was probably the coldest we'll see him. All right, he scored 29 or more in all 4 games this series, averaging 6.3 3-pointers made per game. An absurd 49% from the field. 49% from 3, 6.3 3-pointers. He is going to have an unbelievable bounce back game. An unbelievable bounce back game. And you think about some of those shots, a little bit short, a little bit off. When he misses, he doesn't miss by much. You've heard Kurt talk about it, the pregame routine. Everything's Danny dialed. He does it game in, game out, day in, day out. That's what makes him the best. I think he easily cashes us 25 plus points in this. And I do feel comfortable taking over 28.5, but I want to win this same game parlay really, really bad, which leads me to my next point. Andrew Wiggins over 7.5 boards. Just hear this out loud. Hear this out loud. In a 2-game stretch, game 4 and 5, Wiggins has out-rebounded Al Horford, Robert Williams, Jaylen Brown, his boy Looney, his boy Draymond Green, and Jason Tatum. Andrew Wiggins has more rebounds than all four bigs on both sides of the court in the last 2 games, people. Over 7.5 rebounds. My guy had 16 rebounds in game 4 with 17 points. He came back with a 26 and 13 piece. I'll take a water on the side of that combo Happy Meal. No soda for this frame. That's regronkulous. 26 and 13. We got to take him over 7.5 rebounds, period, point blank. And on my prop, I'm sprinkling on Andrew Wiggins on a double-double. How do we not do it? 29 rebounds in 2 games. We know he's getting 10 points. More boards than Horford, Williams, Looney, Green, Tatum, Brown. The Pets' heads are falling off. I mean, that's unbelievable. Andrew Wiggins has picked the best time in his entire career to step up in a 2-week stretch, and it's on the biggest stage, the grandest stage. He's getting his kudos. He's getting what he deserves. I'm telling you right now, I'm out of here. I hope this is a championship podcast. I hope we sail off in the sunset. And if you've been with me on Volume Sports, I am 2-0 in Super Bowls. I took the Bucks outright month 1 over the Chiefs. I took the Rams with conviction. I went 9-0. I even picked Cooper Kupp MVP, 9-0 on Super Bowl Sunday. We don't lose big games, baby. I pride myself on big games. The Warriors, I said it from game 1, absolutely winning this series. Warriors +4, Warriors money line with Curry and Wiggins on 25+ and over 7.5, and a little wiggy double dub. And that's how we dance. That's how we whistle while we work. Thank you for tuning in. Sports Gambling with Moneyline Monaco. The hair was up. It's starting to go down. I'm so excited. We'll see you tomorrow. Best gambling show ever. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review. Goes a very long way. Catch me on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Insta, you name it. We will see you tomorrow. And as always, don't forget to hug your mothers. Ta-ta, real smooth.